2 winners to read for you today. Our second place winner is Leighton Bubach.
Why I appreciate American veterans. Veterans don't need appreciation. They deserve it. United States veterans have put their lives on the line to fight for a country of people they don't truly know. That selflessness is driven by a total love of country, by people who love the United States and its values so much they risk their lives for it. Veterans are asked to sacrifice life as they know it for their country, and it's gladly done. They know it's a perilous journey, but accept the responsibility anyway. Take Valley Forge, for example. Those soldiers were freezing cold, dying of sickness, and eating only fire cakes. Instead of leaving and returning home to their families, they stayed. Those soldiers decided to remain at one of the most miserable winter camps in the history of the United States and fight for their country and what they believed in. 2,000 of the men in South States died serving our country while not even fighting. Our veterans have dedicated their lives out of loyalty to our country and its ideals. The servicemen of the United States choose to fight for our country not because they love warfare, but to protect the ideals of America. These are the ideals that our citizens have loved since the beginning of the United States, and the same principles that have sparked immigration from all over the world for centuries. Veterans have fought to save people from the horrible reigns of a dictator, from terrorist groups taking over, or from unjust persecution. Our soldiers' goal has not been only to preserve our freedoms and principles of justice and democracy, but also to protect the God-given privileges of all people. All of our soldiers are worthy of gratitude. I believe veterans deserve appreciation because they have laid down their lives and shown selflessness while serving, and also remaining fiercely loyal after their enlistment is up. No other citizens are worthy of as much thankfulness as the veterans. Every veteran, the maimed, crippled, mentally ill, and perfectly healthy, deserves the highest appreciation because they have done what most of us sitting here are not willing to do. Take a stand and risk our lives. We take our rights and liberties for granted, but without veterans, our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness would vanish. Our freedoms disappear, and our nation would be non-existent. We owe everything to our veterans.
And I'd like to congratulate our first place winner, Taylor.
Why I appreciate America's veterans. Our veterans are an important part of our nation's history. We honor and recognize them each year on Veterans Day, but is it enough? November 11th is a day of waving flags, patriotic music, and appreciation. But what happens on November 12th? We live in a community that is rich with veterans. Heroes are living among us and can be found at church, the local coffee shop, or at the hardware store. How do we look at our servicemen and women? When we see an elderly man struggling with his groceries, do we see a war hero? Do we see a soldier who has risked everything for his country? My late grandfather is a perfect example. I knew him late in his life when years had stolen his youth. One might have been surprised that this man who struggled with his memory, walked with a shuffle, was once a great war hero. But it is our duty to dig deeper, to uncover lost stories and forgotten heroes, so that we can fully appreciate the sacrifices our veterans made for our freedom. He was 18 years old, serving our country as second lieutenant in World War II. He flew B-24s, dropping bombs on the countries of Austria and Germany. On one particular mission, the worst thing possible happened. The engine failed. The plane was going down. The crew was certain for death. In panic, he called Mayday, Mayday. The famous African-American Tuskegee Airmen came to the rescue. In recent years, the Tuskegee Airmen have become famous because of their movie Red Tails. But during II, they were looked down upon because of their skin color. They were considered second-class citizens and second-class soldiers, but they saved my grandfather's life. They used their precise flying skills to maneuver their plane tip to tip, wing to wing with my grandfather's plane, carrying them back to safety. I appreciate veterans for acts of patriotism that show love and bravery above themselves. Sometimes called flying angels, these African American pilots were treated poorly, yet risked everything for their fellow Americans. Veterans love their country enough to risk their lives and fight for their country. Race, age, gender, it doesn't matter. They have grit, bravery, and love. So dig deeper, discover lost stories and forgotten heroes. Our veterans deserve